Peter Hopkins with United Infrared Incorporated. And you're here showing infrared cameras.
Yes.
So, Peter, tell me, why would a radon contractor or vapor intrusion contractor want to buy or use an infrared camera?
Well, I would love to answer that question. So I might have a question back for you.
Okay.
Is pressure important for a radon guy?
Sure.
Okay. Would possibly seeing air movement be important for a radon guy?
Yeah, especially if it's coming from the subgrade, I would like to know that. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think some of the important things to know is that the infrared camera is specifically in use with a tool like a blower door can help visualize that. So the first thing we'd like to know is many times with radon contractors, vapor intrusion, that pressure, that hazardous air that can come into the residence can be a problem for that person. So what they're trying to do is mitigate it. Fair sample?
Correct.
Okay, so the problem is that in the industry right now, the only methods that we're using is we're trying to air seal, we're trying to use fans to take that pressure away from the home so that the hazard's not in there. But how about if we can measure how much potential radon air can come in the house? So that's the first tool is with a blower door, we can actually quantify how much potential air can come in the home. And if we can quantify how much air, we can quantify how much potential radon that can come in the home. But see, that's one part of the tool. This is where the infrared camera comes in, is its ability to visualize that leakage. So now if we have a tool, let me show you a picture down here where we can see air leakage. So that is air movement into the residence under negative pressure. So using a blower door and an infrared camera can help visualize the problem.
So is that actually seeing air coming through the shell or from the subgrade?
So depends where you're looking. Right now we're only looking at the envelope, the wall side, but the slab will just as well show. So typically infrared cameras measuring temperature. So if we have a cooler temperature underneath the house and a warmer temperature inside the house, we're going to see the effects that when we draw that pressure, we're going to increase the pressure with the blower door. And then if we have a cool air coming up through the slab, through the cracks or gaps or penetrations, that will become visible with the infrared camera because the infrared cameras are sensitive, many cases to 1/10 of 1 degree variation. So literally pixel to pixel, if there's a 1/10 of a degree difference, we're going to see it.
So what you're doing is a normal blower door test. You're pulling air out so you get to 50 pascals.
Correct.
In that neighborhood. And with the infrared camera, it's sort of like a river. You could almost see where the air is moving under the slab or what floor to wall joints is coming in, plumbing penetrations, etc.
Didn't take you long to teach you that. I think you got it in a matter of a minute, and I think the people viewing this are going to see the same thing.
Well, let's see one of your devices here.
Absolutely. So this is a thermal imaging camera. And so these will range, so a lot of people like, how much is this going to cost? What is the factor? And honestly, they'll range. There's cameras as low as a couple $100 on Amazon, okay? Now, depending on what your business is, don't always look for the lowest cost. I think you can think of any tool that anybody has ever bought that was low cost, and they come back and say, maybe it served its purpose for a short period of time. Many guys want proof of concept that if I use this tool, am I going to make money with it? Well, what I can tell you is, if you can see this, and I don't know if the camera can see this, but just looking at my hand.
You've got some significant problems.
Oh my gosh, I don't have long to live, right? Well, you know what? We want to make sure everybody has a long time to live. We want to make sure we keep that radon out of the house.
Right.
And if we can use tools to more effectively do that, then that's what our company is about, is trying to help contractors with that. We're developing a program called Mitigate IR. Okay? And the goal that I have is I want to hear the feedback from people. I'd love to hear from the radon mitigators if this is their business. I'm not here to teach you about radon. What I'm here to teach you is the tools that you can use in your business to be more effective. And if you're that contractor, I'd love to help you.
Well, let me ask another question. I would assume that this would also be very useful in identifying the location of underslab heating piping, or if there's ductwork under the slab, anywhere you would have a temperature difference that you can say. Of course, a mitigator is going to drill a hole. You don't want to drill a hole through a duct or underslab water piping.
Absolutely. And so that's the great thing is that if you're running like a hydronic piping, let's say for radiant heating in the home, and you don't want to go through that because that can be a whole nother problem, So what happens is you activate the hydronic system and you're able to see those pipes. It's almost a blueprint of where those heating pipes are, and you'll know exactly where to go. There are so many benefits that thermal imaging can be used for, and it's simply understanding the physics and science of what temperature is. Once you start to get a grasp on it, it'll be a tool that you'll want to have in your bag.
Great. Well, Peter, it sounds like a good tool people need to have. And typically you think of, there you go, typically you think of finding underslab utilities. But what you brought up here is a whole additional value of finding entry points.
Oh, there's not just that, but there's a second benefit. If we can air seal a home to prevent that radon from coming in, we have another benefit. It's energy savings.
Exactly.
So if we can air seal a house, I always tell people this, like, how much radon gets into a Yeti cooler? None, because it's sealed up. If we can do that with a house, so the goal is to seal it tight, ventilate it right. If we can do that, we will save people from receiving radon, bad radon into their health, and also we're going to save them on their energy bill. It's a two-edged benefit, and it's an opportunity for radon contractors that can go back and sell a second service that can be obtained with using these devices.
Well, and I would imagine too, if you seal the shell in the upper portion of the building, you're dropping the neutral pressure plane, and that would also decrease the differential pressure on the soil gas.
100%. So the holes all around the house should be sealed, and then you ventilate it.
Right.
And you've got a safer house.
What you said, ventilate, but what was the
Seal it tight, ventilate it right.
There you go. Well, thanks very much, Peter.
100%. Well, I'd love to hear. If anybody has questions, you can see more about us at unitedinfrared.com.
Cool.
Thank you.